Ladies and gentlemen, what's up? This is BC. Welcome back to another episode of Supreme Being. Wrapping up a powerful week, and I wanted to come on and talk to you guys about the reality of things. I want to take it back, give people insight into, specific metrics and things in reference to my career, my beginnings in entrepreneurship from, 10, 11 years ago. Just so people get an idea of like where I'm coming from. And when I discuss certain topics, again, what perspective it's coming from, because that matters entirely. Okay. So, I'm in the sales industry and real estate. Most of you have found me through that. Some of you haven't, right? And when you start, right, especially as a salesperson, it's, hey, you got to talk to as many people as possible. Then a percentage of those people become leads. A percentage of those leads become appointments. You set an appointment. You then pitch your product, your service, or whatever it is. And then a percentage of those people you close, right? Those are industry terms. For anybody who does sales or anybody who's in entrepreneurship, you understand what I'm talking about. If you don't, that's basically the process. You have to talk to people. Small percentage end up being interested. From the people that are interested, you talk to that. A percentage of them end up setting up a meeting with you to hear about your product or service. Then in that meeting, you sell them, and a percentage will close. The higher your percentage, the better you are as a salesman. Period, point blank, okay? And, when people start out in real estate, right, a lot of them come to me, they find my old stuff on YouTube, and I've been very clear from the beginning how much work it takes, okay? There's no bullshit, there's no fluff with me. You will have to work your ass off. You have to work long hours and days and weeks and months and years to start really seeing success. There's no overnight success. Okay. And it blows my mind that even people coming in, understanding that, hearing it from me especially, will still complain or be like, oh my God, I'm not getting results, and going through that whole phase. Now, internally, it's one thing. Everybody goes through that internally, but to now externalize it, complain, tell people, message me that you're not getting results. When you put in maybe 1/10 of the effort that I put in, it's like, why are you even sending me that message, man? Right? Just so people understand, I closed 13 transactions my first year in real estate, okay? And that was averaging 250 to 300 contacts, meaning live conversations with adult decision makers per week, meaning 1,000 to 1,200 contacts at the end of the year equaled one deal for me. Now, if you break down those metrics, that's not good. That means I had to talk to 1,000 people or more to get a deal. To most people's statistics, that would be abysmal. Right? But I have people who won't even put in 1/10, not even 20%, 10 or 20% of the effort. And they're complaining, oh man, I'm not getting deals. Prospecting doesn't work. What? You're delusional. You're delusional. You can't get the same results with 1/10 of the effort. Are you kidding me? Then here comes, you got to work smarter, not harder. Only idiots say that. Why? Because anybody who sells you working smarter had to put in the hard work in the beginning. You can't skip that. If anything, it's work hard and smart, right? You can't skip that. So all these like new age little keyboard warriors are fucking with you, man. They're messing with your brain. All these influencers and quotes and all these people who say this garbage. Most of what they're teaching is hot garbage. I don't even follow people online, really, because the little bit that people send me, I'm just like, wow, man, no wonder people are struggling. Look at the crap that this guy is saying, and people actually buy it. It's sad. Even sometimes the ads that I see behind my videos, that like brings a tear to my eye in a negative way, because I'm like, man, people don't stand a chance. They're getting hit from every angle with just absolute nonsense. Now, does that mean you have to work tirelessly 24 hours a day forever? No, right? It's all about efficiency too. You can put even an 8-hour day that's focused, dude. God, I put in more than that, but even that, we can't even put in 8 hours focused. It turns into 2 out of 8. I can't even get people to talk to other human beings consistently, and they complain. I mean, you guys are severely underestimating what it takes. And it's not just the physical activity of doing these things. It's also the fortitude, the internal fortitude that you need to develop. I mean, I've talked about this stuff for a long time. The people closer to me, my students, right, all that, of course, they get more lectures and more help. But again, they've now paid to be a part of my program, so therefore they get that. But even if you just watch me from YouTube from afar, you've heard these things. And then how you go about understanding them and tackling them then is up to you. If you decide to do it on your own or go elsewhere, perfectly fine. But you will be hit with the reality of these subjects sooner or later, and you need to be prepared. You need to be okay with putting something together and it taking years to take off. That needs to be okay with you. Stop looking for the quick, oh, well, this guy did it in 1 month, or, it's even like right now I'm doing calisthenics, right? The body weight stuff, the gymnastics / body weight stuff. That shit is hard, man. I'm a little over a year now, and I'm barely getting into like intermediate stuff, and I'm physically gifted. I'm an ex-professional athlete, and this shit is still super hard for me, man. And I'm working out 3 times a week, and I've had a coach from day one. But I knew coming in, potentially unlocking one move, a static isometric hold for 3 to 5 seconds could take me years to achieve. I'm okay with that. And I enjoy the journey, and I've committed to the process. Right? But again, all this new age stuff and mumbo jumbo, like, dude, you have to be okay with it. I'm going to list some things for you right now. You have to be okay feeling very uncomfortable emotionally for a while until you build the fortitude and strength and emotional intelligence. Because just reading a book isn't going to help you with that. Okay? Be okay feeling very uncomfortable emotionally for a while, especially in regards to this new endeavor. Number 2, be okay with it potentially taking years to take off, where you struggle for years. Potentially, right? Barely making it, right? Some months are good, some months are bad, right? But you're working tirelessly every day to build your business and your dream and your brand. Be okay with that. Embrace that shit. Because when you come out on the other side of that, man, you are unbreakable, and you have earned the position now. And no one can ever take that experience and skill and know-how away from you, ever. You've earned it, rightfully so. And those are the people I want at my table. Be okay with nobody supporting you and believing in you. That's not a requirement. The only requirement is that you believe in yourself and see things through. No one else is obligated to support you or even pat you on the back or give you any words of encouragement. In fact, you should almost expect the opposite. Nobody believing in you, but that doesn't matter. If you have that, great. That's a bonus. All you need is you believing in you, period. End of story. Be okay with that. Be okay with that. Be okay with being a social reject in regards to your current peer group. Because when you step in this realm of betterment of self, evolution, running a business, right? Choosing the path walked by few. Understand that, again, people might ridicule you, point the finger, and not support you, all the stuff. Be okay with that. Embrace it. Please, embrace it. Understand that now, especially if you've never done it before, be okay with having to commit to doing things that you've never done before, like waking up early, making phone calls, rejection, all the stuff that I've been talking about and that you know that you're about to confront. Be okay with it. Embrace it. Be willing to fall flat on your face and fuck up and lose opportunities and have leads and potential, transactions slip through your fingers. Be okay with that, because it's going to happen. Be okay with it. I don't care. Even if I'm training you, you're going to make mistakes because you're not perfect. And it's a necessary requirement to get better. The mistakes is what teaches you. Be okay with that. I've given you a list now for like 2 minutes. Be okay with all of that and more. Be okay with looking at yourself in the mirror and being ashamed temporarily. But know deep down inside that you're moving forward and you're getting better. Be okay with that feeling. Be okay with accepting that. Be okay that you're at square one right now and you don't have the business and you're broke and you don't have connections and no opportunities. Be okay with that and embrace it, because that's where I started. And in most cases, probably in a worse position than y'all, whether you want to believe that or not. Be okay with all of that. Please. The moment you accept it, you move forward in power. You move forward without extra weight and bullshit hanging on your shoulders, affecting you emotionally, and you getting in your own way. You now get rid of that, because 99% of you get in your own way, because among these things and more, you haven't accepted these things. You still fight them. You still make excuses. You still tell me, well, I can't talk to people because I'm an introvert. Bullshit. You're getting in your own way. That's a bunch of garbage. That's a fancy story. I don't want to hear it. I don't want to hear it. And I don't care what famous guru you watch that made a 1-hour fucking YouTube video justifying what you said. Fuck your story, dude. Change it. You can have that story, or you can have the version of you that's better and your success and what you want. You can't have both of those. Pick. Because if you select me to help you, we're going to go with that second one, which is your development, the better you, rich, happy, fulfilled, all that stuff that you want. That's where I'm going to take you. And in that process, I'm going to take you through hell. And you better willingly embrace it, because that's a requirement, God damn it. If you come to me, I'm going to push you. You'll thank me after, but I'm going to push you for sure, which is why I have a special relationship with my students. I will force you to confront your inner demons and all that stuff. Now, if you decide to do this stuff on your own or not have somebody that has my style, which ultimately I think anybody who's worth their weight in gold and worth it is going to do some iteration of that, right? Like even the old school martial artists that would go with their sensei would fucking put them through hell. I mean, look at the movie Bloodsport with Jean-Claude Van Damme when he gets the Japanese martial artist to help him, the sensei, who told him, no, well, you're not Japanese, you're not Asian, I can't help you. And then, you know, he makes him do the splits and all that other stuff and be blindfolded. Like, be ready for that. Know that you signed up for that and be willing to go through whatever it is, especially when you get a sensei, because you're going to have to, if you want to take it to the higher levels. And embrace that shit, man. God, is it comfortable in the moment? Of course not. Of course not, but you already know it. And technically, you signed up for this because you knew I'm doing something that's a big question mark to me and unknown. Therefore, I don't know what's behind this door. But when I open it and I walk through. I don't open it and then run away, which is what most of you are doing. But what it actually takes to achieve whatever you want is much more than you think. Some of you already know, you're just unwilling to accept it. And your unwillingness to accept it is what keeps you stuck in your position, and you're miserable and you won't admit it, right? Admit it that you're not happy and fulfilled. Admit it to me, but most importantly, admit it to yourself, because then you'll actually do something after that. Okay? But I don't want to just keep going off on a rant. I appreciate your support. Do something about it. Understand and realize and embrace what it actually takes to achieve something. And understand that in that process, you will be forged through the fire and come out a better person. See ya.